Hey everyone, welcome to Wicky's Punter's Preview podcast for prelim weekend in the NRL season 2023. Only 3 games to go across 2 weekends now for the NRL season. And look, I do always say, obviously, punt responsibly. Personally, I know that I've been punting for over 10 years, but the last couple of years especially, I've been honestly punting a lot more than usual. And obviously, I am always looking for value. We know that we're getting sort of like roughly 30 to 40% edge on our sort of punting long term, doing the try score stuff that we do. So as a bit of a reward for a lot of that sensible, responsible punting, come finals time, I like to have a bit of fun. Like if you guys are on our Discord, we've been finding NBL plays on Tuesday night. We're looking at T20 cricket on a Wednesday morning, whatever it is. We're just obviously having a bit of fun because we've had a really, really good season for the guys that have been following our stuff. And as I said, most of our stuff or almost everything on our site, in our community, everything is free. What you see on your screen right here, if you just Google Wicky Linktree, you'll find it. Look, I usually talk way too much, so I'm just going to get straight into it. So, Wicky, as I said, guys, look, I do this full time. This company's been around for 3.5 years. If you've been part of our community, you know what we're about. Generally, we've done a lot of rugby league punting stuff this season, but because I do this full time, it can't be all that we do, right? So we're going to be doing a lot of cricket stuff. There's the One Day World Cup coming up next month, and there's the women's and the men's Big Bash coming up over the summer. And that's kind of our global. I don't want to make it sound corporate, but like we just want to do T20 cricket, punting, DFS, etc. stuff all year round. It's not as popular in Australia, but it's huge globally. So like rugby league and cricket are the two big things that we're going to do as a company. But I'm also kind of hearing, obviously we've got like 3,300 people in our Discord, and because there's not as much rugby league, obviously games going on at the moment, people are keen to talk shit about other sports, right? So whether there's NBA, whether there's NFL, bit of soccer with EPL, AFL next year. My sort of aim for Wicky is we're going to be, look, NRL is obviously going to be our best sport, and we've got Wicky Premium and a whole bunch of other stuff that I can talk to you about later. Cricket's going to be the thing that we've actually got 3 new starters on Monday, like a couple of interns and a full-time person starting next Monday, because we want to do so much more with the stuff that we're doing for you guys at Wicky. We're a startup company, we'll almost have 10 people come next month. So we're growing obviously quite a bit. But what I'm trying to get at is within the next 6 months, I want Wicky to be more than just NRL punting. We're going to have data tools and a little bit of like whether it's content or basically just putting stuff for you guys to be playing around with for NRL and cricket. Yes, for sure. But also NBA, NFL, EPL, and the next season AFL. And we're definitely going to be diving right into NRLW next year as well. So it's going to be freaking awesome. Like in 6 months' time, you look at Wicky, it'll be our 4-year anniversary around that time, and we'll be known to have six sports. And of course, there's going to be a couple that we're going to be specialists in. But I just wanted to make a cool little announcement on all the stuff that the Wicky team are working really hard on to have more stuff out there for you guys to not just for punting, a bit of fantasy and daily fantasy stuff if you play Draftstars, and also a whole bunch of other stuff coming up. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm going to move on, guys. So as I said, Google Wicky Linktree, you find all our socials, linked to a whole bunch of our stuff, including our previews, our odds comparison tool, how to make the most out of our stuff. I've done articles and videos to explain it all to you, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Cool. I'm going to move on. So first things first, let's get into the plays for this weekend. So as I said, guys, the Punter's Preview article is when I outline like our official plays for the week, the ones that we actually track. But I think this podcast is a really nice way for me to kind of like talk through how I find value. And obviously we've got content to help you through that, but that's what I use this podcast for, to help you find a few winners, yes, but also just want to show you how you can do it yourself using our tools. So, all right, first up, we've got the Panthers and the Storm. Luai and Tungo are officially in. Jerome Hughes has no official news yet, and I'm recording this at about 1:30 p.m. on the Thursday. So looking at the anytime try score markets, guys, Jerome Luai is $4.50 on play up. That's our model's favorite pick for the game. He's got his busted shoulder. He is still playing. It is good value. I'm not personally going to be, I don't think I'm going to be getting on this or suggesting that this is a good play. On the flip side, though, there's Justin Olam, who's the model's second favorite player. He's $5.30 on play up. So he's the left side center for the Storm that'll be running most likely up against Isaac Tungo. on the Panthers right, who's coming back from a bit of a pec strain, I think. So that one could be all right. The one I really like though is Bryant or $1.83 on Bet365. He's roughly the same price on BetRight as well. If you want to check that out, $1.81 everywhere. Oh, and Unibet $1.82. Our model's got him priced at $1.59. So our model, obviously, like our model gets in the pre-game line and total, the player's historical form, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I reckon Bryant or is the one at $1.83. The other reason I like that, little bit of a sneaky ploy here, Jerome Hughes could still yet be ruled out. We'll know at 7:50 p.m. tonight, Thursday night, 24 hours before the game. And if he is ruled out, the Panthers go and become even stronger favorites, and that $1.83 looks even juicier. So that would probably be like the only anytime try scorer play I'm really leaning towards. A couple of the guys on our Discord have really liked Liam Martin in recent weeks, and he's paying $3.90 on Bet365. Now, our model thinks it's a decent price. It's roughly the same price as most other bookies. I think they've all got him at about $3.60 or less. So yeah, $3.90, Liam Martin, anytime try score on 365 could be some value, but the one I probably like is Bryant or $1.83 on 365. So having a quick look at other markets, guys. First try scorer. Got into our model, no amazing value, but there was one that stuck out to me before that I do like. So Eli Katoa at 41s on 365, FTS and LTS. Definitely like the odds on that one. If Hughes is playing, he'll be on Hughes' outside, running at Jerome Luai. So I think that could be a really, really good play. It's a little bit wary, though. If Hughes is ruled out, that play definitely becomes a lot less attractive, but I do like the price there. Eli Katoa, 41s on 365. Aside from that, I don't think, honestly, anything really stands out. I think you'll get Josh King and Kevin Kamik. Like, you'll get these middle forwards at juicy prices for the Storm, but they did start with Nas last week and they benched Welsh. So I'm just really wary of putting out a tip at like $71 odds and the guy gets benched and it's just a shit show with having trying to cash out and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'll move on, guys. I think for first try score at the moment, definitely a Storm middle forward for me, but I kind of just want to wait for final team list. The one where I'm happy to make a play right now, make it official, Spencer Leniu is $41 on Sportsbet and PointsBet, FTS, first try scorer, second half. Absolutely love that. At the moment, Nelson Asofa-Solomona is $51 on Sportsbet. And at the moment, he is named on the bench, and I absolutely love the $51 for him as well. So they're the two that I'm more than happy to sort of get out to everyone right now. First, second, or third try scorer, guys. Eli Katoa, 14s on Neds. Again, that'll look really good, in my opinion, if Jerome Hughes is playing, and if not, then it's still okay. He's a really good ball runner. Tyron Wishar's just more of a runner than a creator, though, so it just becomes slightly less attractive. But at the moment, that's probably the one that really stands out. And I don't think, honestly, anyone else looks great. And then two plus tries. Nah, don't think anyone really stands out here as well. So look, not a lot of value for this game. I think a lot of it does depend on whether Jerome Hughes is in or out, because if he is out, some Panthers players will look pretty good value, I reckon, as soon as that announcement is made. And again, for LTS, you got Panthers middle forwards at that sort of, you got Storm middle forwards at that sort of 71 to 81 mark. And yeah, I'd love to back him in for last try scorer, mainly on Bet365 and Sportsbet. You'll see these higher odds, but I just can't commit until we know what's happening with their teams, and that'll happen an hour before kickoff. Cool. Broncos Warriors. So for this game, I don't think there's any injury concerns. No, like there was obviously with Sean Johnson. He played last week. He did get a break with he did get taken off with about 15 minutes to go, but that was, I think, planned. Just like they were so far ahead, they were never going to lose that game. Looking at the model value, Cobbo, $1.87 on 365 is the standout play. I don't think Paddy Carrigan, anytime try scorer, is a good play at all. Aside from that, so you got Cobbo, $1.87 on 365. Do we have anyone else that's sort of half decent? The other one, like, I don't like this as a matchup, the left side winger for the Warriors against the Broncos, but $3.30 on Neds, Marcelo Montoya. He's the other one that could be a decent player. And then you got Arthur as the left side winger for the Broncos. outside of Farnworth, it doesn't it doesn't pass much. And Montoya's outside Tamara Martin in the halves there on the left, who's not the most creative sort of passer of the ball either. So I don't like it as a matchup, but the prices are decent. $3.30 Ned's anytime try scorer Montoya, $2.25 Arthur's anytime try scorer. Also on Ned's. But yeah, I think from my point of view, the one that I have to go with is Cobbo at $1.87 on 365. And one that I put out on Tripod last night, if you guys are checking that out, $1.87 Cobbo, $1.83 to all. I think the multi was paying about $3.42. It's paying at $3.10 or less on most other bookies. So that's probably wingers are something that I don't usually go with, and multis are usually I don't do as well. But as I said, less games, time to have a bit of fun, and they both are actually good value. So the reason I don't like multis you're usually multiplying two legs where you're getting crap value to make it horrible value, right? Because negative times negative. Anyways, but here, like you're actually getting positive EV or decent value for both picks, which multiplies to actually make a good value. So I've actually, I definitely recommend a dabble at that multi. First try scorer, guys. I think the one, Dallin Martinez-Zelezniak, $12 on Better to score first. Love that play. Our model's favorite play. And obviously, like you can just imagine that happening. Yeah, most people think the Broncos will win this, but you can kind of see that play that they've done all season with Martinez-Zelezniak. You can just see that happening. Are there any other plays? I think Wade Egan at 41s, Tohu Harris at 61, both on Top Sport. They could be attractive. The one that I hope is still around, give me a sec. First, second, or third try scorer. There's a couple of players that I really liked here. Yes, they are still around. So Ford and Niokore, both at 15s on Neds. Ford's on the left, Niakore's on the right, both starting back rowers. That's like seeing 45s for first try scorer. And I think if I saw that, I'd probably tip that. So I do like those plays there. Actually, the other one was Payne Haas. Tell me good. Okay, so Payne Haas is still 51s on BetRight, Sportsbet, and BetR. And I think a couple of those bookies having 51s for LTS as well. So they're probably the two that I'd like to take. Fanul Blake is 41s on Tab and 365 for FTS and LTS, which I think could be decent as well. But there's obviously like quite a few Warriors guys that you think are like borderline good value, but if they show up, then hell yeah, a lot of these players look pretty good. If they don't, though, it could be pretty disappointing. And then for last try scorer, I said Payne Haas 51s. That's going to be an official play. Fanul Blake at 41s looks decent. Wade Egan at 41s, both on TAB there, by the way. Egan and Fanul Blake, they look decent as well. But it's just really hard to commit knowing that we found ourselves in this situation usually where we get on a bunch of players from the outsiders. And if they do get mauled, like the Knights getting dominated by the Warriors last week, it ends up being pretty painful for us. But anyways, those are most of the markets. FTS second half, I don't think there was anything for this game. The odds are just too short, which is really frustrating. And then 2+ tries. Nothing that I could really get excited by. Anyways, cool. All right. So as you can see, guys, not a ton of value. The official picks will be in the Punters Preview article. This tool, I'm showing you the premium one, but the free version of that, you can obviously access on our site anytime. So I'm going to get into some more fun stuff, guys. That's probably it in terms of the 2 NRL games. What I wanted to do, though, because there's only 2 NRL games on, the other stuff that's on, there's 2 NRLW prelim finals. There is an New South Wales Cup Grand Final. And what's the other one? There's the PM's 13 versus PNG. That's 4 other games that'll be playing this weekend. That should be really good fun to check out. So I'll just very quickly show you. So I know very little about the NRLW, but these games are both on Sunday. What I wanted to bring up, though, so we were watching a few of the people on the Discord. We were following the Titans and the Raiders game last Sunday, I think it was. And we saw that Jessica Elliston is one of the best middle scoring forwards in the NRLW. And we found her actually for a juicy price. She didn't get up, but then her other sort of starting prop, Mato, did get up. And I actually put it out on the premium chat. We actually found Mato at 101 today on one of the bookies. They have since crunched it, but what I will do closer to game day on our Discord, for free, like just in the value punting section, I'll chuck out some NRLW plays and I'll get to know these players a little bit more. Our marketing guy, Shane, who's actually based in India, but he's gotten behind the NRLW and he actually knows the players really well. So I'll get a little bit of advice from him as well. Oh no, it's just on Sunday. Damn it. I just found out today I'm going to be busy on Sunday. But anyways, this is going to be sick. So the Rabbitohs v Bears game. This is the New South Wales Cup Grand Final. The winner of this plays the team that won the Tigers, the Brisbane Tigers, I think they're called. They won the Q Cup Grand Final. We were on that. So Jonah Pezzett, the Storm half, or like the normal Storm backup half, was a last minute in for the Queensland Cup team. And we got on at plus 8.5 and about $3.25 for their team to win, because one of the bookies hadn't adjusted to the Pezzett news, and they won. They won by 2 or 4 points. So we won the head-to-head, won the line bet, set up a nice little Sunday fund alongside a couple of anytime try scorer plays, which is good fun. But so this game is 3 p.m. this Sunday. You can see here, you can see Rabbitohs, New South Wales Cup team. You can see Blake Taff, Isaac Thompson, Tyrone Munro, Dean Hawkins, Shaq Mitchell, Mamazelos, Tallis Duncan, and Yleen Gordon, who played NRL like 10, 15 years ago, which is freaking awesome. What a cool story. Anyway, so you recognize a few players in that team for sure. And then the Bears. The Bears. Who do they have? They have Junior Ponga. They've got the Marshke brothers. They've got Terrell May, who was in beastly form for the Roosters towards the end of the season there. Kurt DeLuey, I think he used to play for Manly, I think. And then Docker Clay, who's kind of rolled around Penrith and Parramatta for a few years. And then Fletcher Baker as well. So this should be a really good game. I think the Rabbitohs are sort of understandably favourites for this one, but it has quite a few NRL or ex-NRL players. That should be really fun to watch. There's also the PM's 13 versus PNG on Saturday evening, just before the NRL prelim. I didn't see teams for that game, but they will come out and we will find some bloody markets for it, which should be good fun. So check that out. Look, unfortunately, it's kind of a little bit too late to get a lot of value on the Clive Churchill medal. But next week, I'm going to do a deep dive where I open up every single bookie, try to find discrepancies and find us some good value picks. What I thought I'd just very quickly show you, though, is the markets are up, right? And what I do is, if the bookie has the team name in there, so just Control F or like search for Panthers. And when I did this last week, I found Leota at like 126 or 151s. I found, who was the other one? Liam Martins, I found at 41s, which I absolutely loved. Luai, I found at 34s, I think, which I really liked, considering if it's a grand final, and I knew that, or he had said that he should be back for the prelim, but even if they played in the grand final and he was playing, you got the rest of the sort of spine or the key players at like less than $20, and he was paying 34. So I thought that was incredible value. A couple of the guys are on Walters at, I think, 126s or 151s. So I might have to get a little bit on Billy Walters now at 81s just to back him in a little bit. But anyways, even if you just search for like Broncos, it might have been Stags at 81s. But anyways, if you just search for like Broncos or Panthers, considering they're most likely going to make it, it's a really easy way of finding a few good picks. I will do the hard work though for you guys and find you a few good value plays. Definitely next week. But I'll have a quick look this week in case there's any standout. That's it, guys. Again, Google Wiki Linktree. You'll see what you can see on your screen at the moment with the links to all of our stuff, all for free. There was one other thing that I was going to add. That's right. So with less games on, I will be having a look at other things as well, like player performance markets, and also Draftstars. So if you guys haven't heard of Draftstars, we've been working with them for almost 3 NRL seasons now. Where is it? Draftstars NRL Stats Bible. If you played NRL Fantasy or NRL Supercoach, it's a similar concept. You're playing fantasy sport, but the contest is only for the one game. And obviously, like with less games on, like the prelims and the grand final, the prize pools tend to be bigger as well. So at the moment, for the main contest, you get to put in a team for that game. There's a salary cap. You pick your team. It's a $15 entry in the main comp, or you can pay the $2 competitions or the free comps as well. And with both prelims, the prize pool is $15,000. So I forgot the exact numbers, but the first prize is probably a couple of grand, 2 or 3 grand maybe. And then you get prizes even if you come up to like 200 or whatever. It is roughly how it usually works out. For grand final week, it's even bigger. I reckon the prize should be around 20 to 30,000. The prize pool for the NRL grand final. They've actually got like a $750,000 AFL Draftstars pool that across the 2 prelim AFL games this weekend. One of my mates actually made it through, and he gets to enter in a team, which would be fun to follow. But anyways, guys, as I said, with less NRL games, we are going to muck around with NRLW, New South Wales Cup, PM13. There's going to be internationals on in October as well with Australia, England, New Zealand, and the Pacifica countries, which is going to be heaps of fun. That stuff will all be free. Like, there's no point running Wicky Premium for sort of one-off international games. So you do see sign up to Wicky Premium. We sold out on like the more popular and the more expensive membership a few weeks ago. I'll talk a lot more about that next season, a lot more about plans, but just wanted to leave you guys with the fact that we do have a bunch of plans for the next few weeks with NRL, with cricket, and as the NBA season starts, we're going to put out some stats. What I want to do is to kind of like roll out a bunch of tools and a bunch of things to sort of make it fun and easy for you guys to play around with stats. So if you want to say, oh, I want to throw out this multi, it's not just throwing out a random multi. Like, you can actually find some stats to help you with your multi and then share that with the rest of the group. Because I guess we're trying to grow as a company, so it can't just me putting out tips for NRL and that's all that Wicky does. I want to get more of you guys finding out information that's easy to access through the Wicky website and then putting out your own tips. And what we're also going to work on is a way for us to really easily track what everyone else is tipping and see how they're going, not just to judge you as, we're only judging you by how successful your tips are, but just as like it's kind of like what Dabble does on their app, which I think is excellent, of kind of like being able to see how many followers you have and like how successful your record is and all that kind of stuff. I think that's really good fun. And I don't want to make it difficult for you guys. It's like, if you're putting in the effort to put tips on Discord, I really appreciate that. So I want to make that whole process a lot easier. Anyways, enough from me. Good luck, guys. Enjoy the prelim finals. Enjoy a whole bunch of sports on this weekend. Gamble responsibly. I'll catch you next week.